Greetings, everyone. This is your boy. This is Legend Moya. I am back here for another playthrough of Infection Free Zone. I gotta apologize. I've been away doing a lot of stuff. This was a very busy summer for me. I'm not used to summers being this busy, but I am back. We're going to do this playthrough. Just want to make sure everything is up and running. So let's dive right into it. We're doing Infection Free Zone. So I would like to say, welcome back, everybody. Just let me know how you feel down up in the chat. We can get this thing started just right while we're waiting for the game to load. It's been a very, 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 very busy summer. I went to Otakon. I had my head bald. Not bald anymore. As you see, it grew back. I was head captain Genryusai Shugakuni Yamamoto from Bleach. One of my favorite characters. I often say that if someone spoke as if they were God, some of the stuff that he said was very on point of how he said things, especially that first time where he went up against Chishiro and Shinsui. Well, he didn't actually fight them, but, you know, they kind of preempted it. And what he said to Nanao, listen well, be gone from here. I have not the time nor the patience to teach I think he said, mere child like you how to breathe. And she was pretty much hyperventilating because of his spiritual pressure. Just being in his presence was so much that she was about to die. Thought that was kind of hard. Anyway, we're going to move back. We're going to get a little into this game because now I have a little bit further perspective on this type of scenario. And I can say that from the United States perspective, let's see. Lockern. No, I was playing it a little bit. Is it the Milford Survival? Righteous Town. Yeah, I've been playing this game a lot. I think it's Milford. I'm gonna go with that one. If not, we're just gonna pop back out of it and then, you know, see where we're at from there. All right, so we're gonna load this. So I don't think, you know, this type of apocalyptic thing, I don't think this is going to happen. We're probably going to fall back into either a civil war or a country may take us over in the United States. There are too many factors in place now. The biggest thing that always grips me is this relationship thing, this battle between men and women that has been introduced because of hyperfeminism. Or radical feminism. Yeah, this is us. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to probably close this off, put up some more places, put up some more forts to take a look at, so I won't have to be sending my people out to shoot. We can just have the people go ahead and do that. And then start doing some barbed wire around. I'm going to do the barbed wire up here first where these houses are. Most likely I'm going to get rid of these houses right here. And eventually get rid of all these houses really close on the perimeter. Like I'm trying to destroy these houses right now. Give this some little leeway to shoot out. We are at night. So I need to have a night team. There are a lot of new things that they've had from this. So everyone's mood is good. Yeah, they put a lot more stuff in here. This is pretty cool. I'm eventually build a barn and we're going to produce and meat. So I got my research facility, got to do an antenna. I only got 4 teams that I can have at one time. So Out of assault rifles. Okay. So if we're at night, I don't need scavengers. So I'm going to add to this team. Put them up in a car. Let's get started. I kind of forgot how to play this for a little bit. All right, get that team in there. Get another team. Let's take them. Let's put them up there. Take this team. Have them get in that car. Are they fixing the car? Oh, no.
Let's do it.
Sure. And let's speed up a little bit. So like I was saying, whoops.
Going there. Ready for action. We're on the move.
The door won't hold much longer.
Ready for action. Roger. Receiving. We're on the move. Ready for action. We're under attack.
I thought I grabbed them and kind of made them up there. So these people...
Operator. We're on the move. We're on the move. Waiting orders. Roger.
All right, so I'm a bit rusty playing this game. Okay.
Receiving. Going there. On my way. Fort spotted. Roger.
Okay. So essentially, with the relationship thing that's going on, that's causing, the big problems between men and women here, is that you have this, you have modern women who are looking for traditional men, but traditional men don't want modern women. And the type of man that most modern women are looking for, they don't exist. And so you have women making it very difficult, a bunch of average women making it difficult for the average man to kind of, form a relationship. That's causing men to say, you know what, forget this. I'm not going to be dealing with these crazy demands because these type of men don't exist. It's to this point. And this is from just a Christian male perspective. A lot of these modern women would not take Jesus for a husband because they're looking at other things that are not even worthy to be looked at as far as when a man should be. It's often talked about that women are looking for what is called 666. They're looking for six figures, six pack, and six figure income. Wait a minute. Six pack, six figure income, 6 feet tall. And that's the type of men. And that's the type of men that ladies are looking for, which is not really good because those types of men are in short supply. They're not the norm. Okay, so want to max out that, and definitely max out that. So that gives me 2 people left to be able to maneuver. And I'll get to why that's a big problem. Okay. All right. So it becomes a huge problem because at the end of the day, those men that these women are looking for don't exist. And so if they're searching for them and holding out, it's not really much of anything that can be done for those particular women.
We'll build a kindergarten. Let's raise kids the best we can.
Okay. That is new. Okay. There's so much more that they put in here. Weather center, kindergarten. I don't have enough people, but if we got some babes, heck yeah. Let's put the kindergarten.
We need more resources.
Yeah, I know. So the issue then becomes this. You have these ladies who are looking for a certain type of men that doesn't exist. Then you have men who will adapt to what the women are looking for. So they're like, okay, if the women don't want us because, we're not 6 figures, that just leaves a large majority of men. These large majority of men are going to do something. So they're either what has been talked about on the web is that these particular men are going to either save up their finances so they can take themselves across the borders to find a more traditional wife, because traditional men typically don't want, and I should stop saying typically, the traditional man does not want a non-traditional woman. So anything that's considered a modern woman, a traditional man doesn't want that type of woman. And so if the majority of men are traditional, because there isn't anything called a new age man, there's nothing called a modern man. Men are still looked at to be protectors, providers, meaning that they provide the finances to get everything, or provide protection for the family. If that's still the man's role, then the man has not really changed. I don't know any woman who's going to actually want to be with a man who's going to say, okay, it's your turn to go check on that burglar just broke up in the house. Most women, if I would think, if they heard that, would be turned off by that prospect. So women aren't really looking for anything that's not a traditional man. So with all that being done, Men are either checking out, not actually indulging in relationships, or they're going across seas. Well, this is having a huge effect on our society. For one, it would make men less patriotic. We have less men volunteering to go into our armed forces. That's a problem. And if we do have some people who don't like us, we can't protect ourselves because there wouldn't be enough people. And men typically usually fight to protect ladies. So if the ladies are not if men feel that there's no reason to protect women because one, the climate in America is kind of bad. We got women saying they don't need men. We have trying to be a redefinition of what men is in general. All of that's, disheartening young boys. Men are being told that because they're masculine, it's toxic. And so it's going to create this type of animosity to, okay, if I'm so bad, protect your own self. And that's what we don't really want, but that's what's going to kind of like happen. So if war times comes around, I don't see the current men who have relationships will only protect the women that's around them. Like me, generally, I'll protect my church members, possibly. Well, no, I'll protect my church members. I'll definitely protect my wife. I definitely protect my mom. I protect most my family members, and I say most because I don't know all of my family. Oh, I'm just dilly-dallying. No, we're going to go ahead and get all this taken care of before we start going out. But we're going to need some food soon. These people are cooking food, but I don't think it's actually going to be enough. We're going to have to go out and start scouting some more. I really wish we could really deconstruct buildings a little bit faster than this, but it makes perfect sense. You really can't destroy a building in one day. Unless we get like some... Let's see what we got here. Basic antenna. We got here. What does this do? That may be cool for later on. Food, fertilizer, food preservations. Huh. Takes 12. All right, let's get that done. And then we're going to get that done. All right, cool. And so, thought this would be done today, but it's not, apparently. Only got one person working it. And they're about to quit. Oh, cool. So I got 2 people available. And we're going to get those 2 people in there. Well, yeah, we're missing resources. Oh, yeah, we definitely are. All right, so hopefully I'm going to have a clear night. Probably not. We'll see. And so males are kind of going to be leaving pretty much in droves to find love, which is not a big problem. Scripture says he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. So, all the romantic stuff that You know, it might be in a woman's mind, oh, this man came all the way from across the world to find me. It's going to be true. It's just not going to be true for U.S. women. All right.
Operator. Roger. Let's do it. Reporting. Going there. On my way. Operator. On my way. Roger.
And so, with that type of scenario going on, I really see that there's possibly going to be a type of, I wouldn't say apocalyptic thing like this, but society's going to go down because men aren't going to be doing what they're supposed to because they've been discouraged. Some of these online platforms are kind of facilitating the biblical idea where God says in these last days people are going to forbid to marry. And I can see how that can be. You know, the Bible doesn't give the stipulations around why people will be saying that, but I definitely can see it. If we have a court system that is bent on allowing people to divorce just because, you know, the no fault divorce, and it's typically the men who are not filing for divorce, but the men are getting the way short end of the stick. I can see how some men may say, you know, hey, young boy, you want to think long and hard about marrying. Because if she gets upset, she gets furious one day, she can take you for everything. I can see how that would be a viable plan because it makes sense. You don't want nobody taking you for everything just because they said, oh, I got bored, because they're looking on all these social media sites and getting bored with the relationship that they currently have, and it's not enough because they see other people living some type of excitement and they don't fulfill what God has called them to fulfill. That's a problem. And so I can see how the world will get like this. With fewer men around, you're going to have some evil men that could probably come abroad without the government, or I should say, because there will be a lack of men to actually do the enforcing part of everything. As far as protecting people, you'll have wicked men who will become raiders because there won't be enough security or police around to actually keep people in check. Because most of the men's probably skedaddled. They don't want to deal with they don't want to deal with ungrateful ladies, because I mean, at the end of the day, men are really driven. Men are really driven by, doing for women, and that's how our societies have gotten to the point where they are. They can get rid of these two buildings. That'll be nice. Actually, I'm going to just speed it up. See how much of this stuff we can get through. They have to make that long trek. We're working on it. Yeah, that's wild.
Work's done. Head back to your shelter.
Jeez. Well, I thought we'd be able to do some damage with that one, but unfortunately, not much. So,
Ready for action. On my way. Let's do it. Operator, we're on the move. On my way.
but I can see,
Operator, going there. On my way.
I can see America on the downfall
Roger.
because of so much social stuff.
Let's do it. Going there.
There's a lot of trucks over there. So our food's kind of holding. That's pretty good.
We are out of resources.
Yeah, we're working on those resources. Haven't really fought anything, so we're trying to fight for these resources. And it's going to be just for this particular location right here once we do get them. But, you know, I can kind of see... Oh,
Ready for action. Waiting orders.
I can kind of see where everything is going to pretty much go bad now.
Reporting.
And that's only one way of looking at it, you know. It may not be the pretty much the end all be all.
Research complete.
It may not be the end all be all. It just may be one portion that's playing a part, but it is a big part, unfortunately.
We need more resources.
Okay, so all right. So we got those two houses out of the way. It's 1 o'clock. Can't really get much done. Can we got any wood? We do got wood gathering inside of here. All right, I'm gonna try to get as much wood gathering as we can.
Research complete. Now we're ready to build an antenna. Once it's operational, we'll be ready to receive distant transmissions again and broadcast some invitations ourselves.
Okay, let's do this.
So that's how I'm taking a look at things. I'm looking at the problem that we have is we're going to have, you know, men being pretty much disfranchised, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is what it is. The women are making the choice of what type of men they want and what they feel they deserve. However, there are more women around the world than there are in the United States. So men are pretty much taking heed and like, okay, We're just going to do what we can do. The women don't want us, so we're going to work on ourselves, meaning they're going to work on getting fit. They're going to work on getting their finances straight. And they may take themselves across the world, or they just may say, you know what, since I'm not going to be successful in a conventional relationship, I'm just not going to deal with women at all. And so they're just going to be a part of society, kind of resentful because they can't have a meaningful relationship because they don't qualify. And this isn't, if this doesn't sound like a, if this does not sound like the any men that's around in your sphere, most likely it's the man that you've ignored, because we're talking about the average guy. We're not talking about your superstars. We're not talking about your football players, your basketball players, your sports guys. We're not talking about your super rich guys. We're talking about the average guy. So if you're a lady and if you ever come across this channel and you're wondering, who the heck am I talking about? The type of men that I'm referring to is the average guy. And there's statistics out there stating that 80% of women don't even, well, 80% of women believe that 80% of men in general aren't attractive. Well, we already know that. That's not anything new as far as women being more attractive than men. Women are the fairer sex. However, if the average guy can't get with the average woman, then that means that both of those averages are going to be lacking. And so you can have this pocket online telling women, you go girl, you go girl. And, you know, they're keeping other women single. You know, nice guys who could be beneficial in a relationship is not getting that type of play, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. Men are going to adapt because most men are used to being alone. Most men are loners. We all need someone, but men are okay being without women and being alone. They'll have male relationships and they'll try to make it thrive that way. Okay, so depending upon what it's going to be this night, I am going to take a look to see if I can do some scouting. Probably going to scout all up in here, get some more food because this isn't looking good. We've went down. I was talking about being good with food, and this has kind of went down. Probably going to have to spread some of these people out, probably make a house or two. But we'll see. Get everybody in here. Remove, get those people scavengers down to that. A builder. Who is building anything?
Ready for action. Ready for action. We're on the move. Going there. Waiting orders. We're on the move. Going there.
One unemployed person. Let's take. Create one more crew.
Operator. Waiting orders. Roger.
Let's put them there.
Another one incoming.
All right.
Roger. Waiting orders. We'll get them.
Get in the car.
We're on the move. Going there.
Beautiful.
Receiving. Roger. Going there. Ready for action. Roger. Clear. Roger. Search done. Clear. Building clear.
So this is pretty cool. Stocking up on my food.
Building clear.
So I'm not going to say the men are going to be...
One incoming. Ready for action. Going there. On my way. Roger. On my way.
So I'm not going to say the men are going to be resentful. Which, I mean, some probably will. But over the years, I've saw the decline and how the wicked one is trying to play us against one another and have been using women to say, you know, men are stupid, men are dogs, which is kind of weird because if you look at the statistics, or if you look at statistics, 80% of women is actually having relationships with 20% of men. And that's because of online dating. You can see what type of men they're going for. And it is fitting within that category of the 666. They're looking for six-figure guys, 6 feet, and fit. So with that, that makes it so that if all women are saying men are dogs, well, it's kind of real because all of them are going after the same type of man.
There's nothing left. Waiting orders. Waiting orders. Let's do it. Receiving.
And so that's kind of,
Receiving. Let's do it.
if you was to like put that in perspective, if everyone's going after the 6-figure, 6 foot, and of course not everyone's going after the 6 foot guy because there's not many 6 feet guys that are out there. Me myself, I'm like 5'10". I'm a couple inches away. I am not average. The average guy is like 5'5", 5'6". You know, men like Kevin Hart. That status and money also elevates on women's perspective list. But with that, I can see where the fall of this great country is going down. And I only say it's a great country because it's all I know. I haven't really experienced too much hatred, I should say, in my short years of life to make this country horribly bad.
We're running out of stock.
I've felt some racism, but you know, male issues and male problems really are on the back burner of our country. So that's a thing. You know, most males are being told that, you know, just them being a male is being toxic, which is strange. Okay, where? I was wondering what was going on with this.
Task complete. Adaptation complete.
I need to build up my wood so I can finish this off. Huh. But yeah, that's why I see where the fall's possibly going to come in. Um, a lot of men are going to leave to try to find romance. Um, a lot of men are going to leave to try to find romance. And because of that, it's going to cause I'm not sure what this means. Is this increasing the number of people we have? But anyway, it's going to cause more and more men to go across, which is decreasing the amount of men here to protect, serve, and provide. Which the average man, which is your construction workers, a lot of engineers that are doing the construction of buildings or writing up the plans for them, your plumbers, your carpenters, your electricians, your mechanics, those type of labor intense jobs are pretty primarily done by men. Bricklayers, they're typically men. Men who work in digging for, working on the various types of stones and everything for building, steel workers, a lot of those. It's a mostly male job. My grandmother was a steel worker, which was a thing. But, she was few out of how many. And if you are one, if you are a lady and you're working these types of fields, you're not the majority. You're a minority. And so if there's only you and you get rid of all the males at your job and all of the work is thrown on you, you'll see what I'm really talking about. How are the roads going to be maintained? How is the plumbing going to be maintained? How is the electricity grid is going to be maintained? How is all the things that make America comfortable going to be maintained if all of the working class men or the older men, because they're older but they're unappreciative, but they're looking for love and romance, if they go across seas, it's going to be a problem. So I can see that being a problem. But what alternative that they have? Men cannot force women to do anything. And so if they're not enough, then yeah, men aren't going to complain about what women want. We know it's stupid and ridiculous, but women are entitled to want exactly what they want. So is men. They're entitled to want exactly what they want. But if they can't get what they want here, there are more women and on the rest of the planet than there are just here in the United States. So men are going to adapt just like women adapt. And I can see where, things are tipping. And this is just one thing, just dealing with relationships, how it can spark something serious. But let me know what you think in the comments. Keep it cordial. We don't need to be telling each other we're stupid or anything like that. Everyone has their entitled opinion. As to the things that they feel is pressing. And I'm curious to get everyone's take or spin on things. Biblically, the United States is not mentioned in the Bible, so that's always a curious thing in my mind. Like, where are we? What are we doing? But it is what it is. I'm really curious to know
We're on the move.
how some of you people think in reference to that.
There's nothing left.
And just know that this isn't going to pop up,
No more.
immediately. This isn't like going to happen next year or a few years from now. This may take a
Another one incoming. Waiting orders. Going there.
this may take
Clear.
a decade or so,
Going there. Roger.
because what's really going to happen is that the young men
On my way.
who are now working, they're going to have to get their finances up. You know, there is
Roger. Let's do it.
there is a timeline with this type of thing.
Receiving. Roger. Going there.
With it getting completed, because men have to get their finances up for them to be able to make a power move like that. But men don't really need
There's nothing left.
as much money as
Ready for action. We're on the move.
as a lot of the ladies in the United States believe that a man needs to survive.
Receiving.
And so that's the interesting thing that I'm taking a look at all of this. Like, while women are looking for a man who needs six-figure that,
We're on the move. On my way. Clear.
yeah, he needs six-figure this, six-figure that. He needs to be the best of best male specimens.
Receiving. On my way.
Because back in the day, I thought it was character that was it. But I guess with the rise of Disney and all of this other stuff being thrown on ladies, it's need more than just character. He needs character, he needs the looks, and he needs the money.
Search done.
And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what a woman wants, that's what a woman wants. My biggest issue is that, is she going to actually get what she wants? Or is she going to
One incoming.
possibly price herself out of the market?
On my way.
And it'll be that no man really wants to deal with her because she has ridiculous standards. That I don't know. But it is something to think about a little bit. So, this whole apocalyptic type thing may not be everything that we think it could possibly be. It could be just a fall in society, just little small things. I mean, relationships or marriages was established by God. We're trying to redefine it. There's a scripture that says that God's going to allow people to believe a lie. God's going to bring that strong delusion because people want to believe it. So I'm just curious, is the fact that we can't understand what a male is or understand what a female is, excuse me, or we can't understand how men and women should be relating to one another and getting together as loving people. Is that going to be an issue? I don't know. That could be the strong delusion. I just don't know. But it is an interesting thing to think about. Okay, so I'm gonna have to bring my scavengers down to 0, and we are going to have to get people out over here ready to mow those people down because
Reporting.
we just have to.
On my way. Operator. Roger.
Well, we're going to get people over here because when we finished off, we had
Ready for action. Roger.
we had one of the horde, or however you want to call them.
Hostiles inbound.
Oh, see, yep.
Hostiles inbound. Waiting orders. Reporting. Requesting support. Ready for action.
I just want to put you in a car, but you know that makes sense as to why.
Ready for action. Let's do it. Ready for action. On my way. No more to find. Building clear. Operator. On my way. Let's do it. Operator. We're on the move. Operator. We're on the move.
So I'm just curious of what you guys may be thinking about it. You know,
No more to find. Waiting orders. Going there. Building clear.
to me, it's very interesting.
Waiting orders. Going there. Let's do it.
To others, it may not be, maybe vain jangling speculation, but not that I'm looking to see exactly
Fine. Search
what the signs of times will bring.
ready for action. Let's do it.
But I am just curious. You know,
Waiting orders. We're on the move.
United States is not in the Bible at all. So we have to either be under the allegiance of
No more to find.
a nation that's in the Bible, or
No more to find.
we are dissolved.
Receive it.
But
Going
taking a look at everything over in the United States, we might be dissolved because
receive it.
we are doing everything
Ready for action.
uh,
Let's do it.
to legalize sin, to have God's wrath on us. So
Clear. Receive it. On my way. Let's do it. There's nothing left. Waiting orders. We're on the move. No more to find. Operator. Going there. Let's do it. Building clear. Going there. Receiving. On my way.
all right, I got some wood. Man, And we're actually finishing up, and I'm just kidding. So I didn't do anything that I wanted to do besides gather some wood. Okay, I guess that can be a good thing. Anyway, so I'm a.
Going there.
Is this it? Is this a garage? Yeah. This is a house. All right, so I'm gonna have to build probably another house or so because.
Some infected around here.
Okay, cool.
Operator, on my way. Building clear. Going there. Kill them. We'll get them. Roger. We're on the move. Let's do it. Let's do it. Receive it. On my way. Receiving. Roger. Going there. Receiving. Operator. 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 Ready for action. On my way.
Yeah, one of our guys just got wounded badly. We could really use some protective gear. Kevlar, steel, reinforced plastic, whatever keeps us alive.
You're right. We'll find a way to make some.
We're on the move. We need backup! This house is infected! Danger close! Danger close! Roger. Reporting. Let's do it. Reporting. Let's do it. Going there. Ready for action. Ready for action.
Anyway, that was a weird way to fight at the end. But you know, we started early, kind of got things out, dropped off those things, and then we're going to just close it out here. Well, it's kind of weird, kind of somber, kind of like the conversation today. You know, my thoughts as to where things are going to be in the future, how it may affect us, how it could lead us to pretty much an apocalyptic type of thing. But you know what I always say. I want you guys to not only just enjoy some type of entertainment, probably even some dialogue in there that kind of on the biblical side, some speculation, but always keep your eyes focused on Jesus because, you know, you never know when he may come back. He may come back in the midst of the stream and I just won't be talking. You know, that'd be kind of cool. Well, it'd be cool for me. They'd be kind of freaking out people who don't make the cut. But anyway, if this is your last piece of entertainment, which I do hope it is, I hope that you'll take this time to do something a little bit more beneficial for yourself, improving yourselves, whether it may be working out, getting fit, learning how to do a craft that you always like to do. Me personally, I'm trying to work on doing a split. So I'm trying to have a full straddle split, side split by my birthday. I think that would be cool because I've always wanted to do it, but I've never have. So no time but the present. Anyway, this is your boy, Legend Moyai. I am out.